The sun dipped below the horizon. The sky blazed with hues of orange and purple. Gentle waves whispered against the shore. Seagulls called out, their cries echoing across the water. The air was salty and sweet. It carried the scent of brine and blooming honeysuckle. This was Oakhaven, a quaint seaside village. Time seemed to move slower here. The worries of the world felt miles away. Oakhaven was a place of peace. Its rhythm lulled visitors into a tranquil embrace. The sand sparkled, dotted with seashells. Children's laughter danced on the breeze. It was a scene painted with nostalgia, a reminder of simpler times. Isla stepped off the train. She inhaled deeply, the familiar scent of the sea filling her lungs. This was her grandmother's village, a place she had visited every summer as a child. Now, years later, Isla was back. She carried with her a heart heavy with grief. Her grandmother had passed away a month ago, leaving Isla her beloved cottage. The cottage stood on a cliff, overlooking the vast expanse of the ocean. It was small, painted white with blue shutters. The garden was overgrown, but Isla could still picture her grandmother tending to her roses. A wave of sadness washed over Isla. She missed her grandmother dearly, yet there was solace to be found in the familiar surroundings. The cottage was filled with memories. Isla spent her days sorting through her grandmother's belongings. She found old photographs, faded postcards, and hand-knitted blankets. Each item held a story, a piece of her grandmother's life. One rainy afternoon, Isla discovered a wooden chest tucked away in the attic. Inside, nestled amongst yellowed linens, was a bundle of letters tied together with a faded blue ribbon. The letters were addressed to her grandmother, the handwriting elegant and unfamiliar. Isla's heart pounded with curiosity. Who was this mystery writer, and what secrets did these letters hold? Isla carefully untied the ribbon and began to read, her fingers trembling slightly as she unfolded the delicate pages. The letters were filled with longing and love, penned by a man named William, whose words seemed to leap off the page and into her heart. He wrote of stolen glances, shared laughter, and promises whispered under the starlit sky, each word painting a vivid picture of their romance. William's words painted a vivid picture of their romance, a love story that unfolded against the backdrop of Oakhaven's shores. Isla was captivated, feeling as if she were transported to that very place and time. She spent hours poring over the letters, piecing together fragments of a love story from a bygone era, each letter revealing more about the depth of their connection. William's words were filled with a depth of emotion that resonated deeply within her, making her feel the intensity of his love and longing. She felt a strange connection to this man she'd never met, drawn to the raw honesty in his words, as if he were speaking directly to her soul. But the letters were incomplete, the final chapters of their story missing, leaving Isla with a sense of unfinished business. Isla was determined to uncover the truth, to find out what happened to William and the love he shared with her grandmother. She knew that somewhere, hidden among the relics of the past, lay the answers she sought. Section 5, A Secret Cove. One letter in particular caught Isla's attention. William wrote of a secret cove hidden away from the world. He described it as their sanctuary, a place where they could escape the prying eyes of the villagers. He called it Mermaid's Cove, a place where their love could bloom freely. Isla felt an irresistible pull towards this mysterious cove. She searched her grandmother's belongings, hoping for a clue, a map, anything that would lead her to William's secret haven. Finally, she found it. A small, hand-drawn map tucked inside a book of poetry. With a surge of anticipation, Isla set out to find Mermaid's Cove. She followed the map, her heart pounding with each step. The path led her through winding trails and over moss-covered rocks, and then she saw it. Section 6. The Marine Biologist, a small secluded cove, just as William had described. The water was crystal clear, sparkling like 1,000 diamonds under the sun. The air was filled with the sound of crashing waves and the cries of seagulls. Isla had found William's sanctuary. As she stood there, taking in the beauty of the cove, she noticed a man sitting on a nearby rock. He was sketching in a notebook, his brow furrowed in concentration. Hesitantly, Isla approached him. "Excuse me," she said. "I was just admiring the view." The man looked up, startled. "It is beautiful, isn't it?" he replied, smiling warmly. He had kind eyes and a gentle demeanor. "I'm James, a marine biologist. I'm studying the ecosystem here." Section 7. Shared Dreams by the Shore. Isla and James spent the rest of the afternoon talking. She learned that James was passionate about the ocean, dedicating his life to understanding and protecting its wonders. Isla shared her story, her grandmother's letters, and her quest to uncover the mystery surrounding William. James was intrigued. He offered to help Isla in her search, promising to keep an ear out for any local tales about her grandmother and William. As the days turned into weeks, Isla and James spent more and more time together. They explored hidden coves, shared picnics on the beach, and talked for hours under the starlit sky. Section 8. Echoes of Love. Isla found herself drawn to James's kindness and his passion for life. His presence was like a gentle breeze, calming and reassuring. He was a good listener, always patient and understanding. Whenever she spoke, he gave her his undivided attention, making her feel truly heard. He made her laugh, something she hadn't done genuinely since her grandmother's passing. His humor was infectious and his smile a beacon of light in her life. One evening, while walking along the beach, James surprised Isla with his discovery. The golden hour painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, making the moment even more magical. "I found something," he said, his eyes sparkling with excitement. His enthusiasm was contagious, and Isla felt her heart race with curiosity. "I think you'll want to see this." He took her hand and led her to a secluded spot, hidden from the world. He led her to a small weathered headstone nestled under a willow tree. The tree's branches swayed gently as if whispering secrets of the past. The inscription read, "William Ashford, beloved son, brother, and love of my life." Each word etched into the stone told a story of love and loss. Below, in smaller letters, were the dates of his birth and death. The years spanned a lifetime of memories, joys, and sorrows. He had lived a long life, passing away peacefully at the age of 80. His journey had come full circle, leaving behind a legacy of love. Isla felt a wave of emotion wash over her. The connection to her grandmother felt stronger than ever, bridging the gap between past and present. Sadness that she never got to meet this man who loved her grandmother so deeply. Yet there was also a profound sense of gratitude for discovering this piece of her family's history, but also a sense of closure, knowing that their love story had found its happy ending. The echoes of their love resonated in her heart, a timeless melody of connection and affection. Section 9. A New Dawn. Isla returned to Mermaid's Cove the next morning. She sat on the sand, watching the waves crash against the shore. She thought about William and her grandmother, their love echoing in the whispers of the tide. And she thought about James, his kindness, his warmth, the way he made her feel alive again. As the sun rose, casting a golden glow over the water, Isla knew that she was at a crossroads. She could hold on to the past, to the love story that was not hers, or she could embrace the present, the unexpected happiness that had drifted into her life. Isla took a deep breath and smiled. She knew what she had to do. Section 10. Love's Timeless Embrace. Life, like the tide, was unpredictable. It ebbed and flowed, bringing with it moments of serenity and chaos, much like the waves that kissed the shore. It had a way of bringing unexpected joys and sorrows. Each day was a new chapter, filled with surprises that could either warm the heart or bring tears to the eyes. But one thing remained constant: the power of love. It was the anchor in the storm, the light in the darkness, guiding souls through the tumultuous journey of life. It transcended time and circumstance, whispering its timeless message across generations. Love was the thread that wove together the fabric of human experience. Isla left Oakhaven a changed woman. The town had imprinted its memories on her heart, leaving an indelible mark that she would carry forever. She carried with her the memory of her grandmother, whose wisdom and love had shaped her into the person she had become. The bittersweet echo of William's love, a love that had taught her the depths of passion and the pain of loss, and a heart full of hope for the future. She knew that life had more in store for her, and she was ready to embrace it with open arms. She wrote to James, thanking him for his friendship, his kindness, and for helping her find peace. His presence had been a balm to her wounded soul and for helping her find peace. She poured her heart into the letter, hoping that he would understand the depth of her gratitude. And as she slipped the letter into the mailbox, she felt a sense of closure, a chapter ending and a new one beginning. A familiar voice startled her. Isla? It was a voice she had longed to hear, a voice that brought a rush of emotions. It was James, a hopeful smile on his face. He had come to find her, to bridge the distance that had kept them apart. He had driven through the night, unable to stay away any longer. His heart had led him back to her, to the place where he belonged. He had come for her. With flowers in hand and love in his eyes, he stood before her, ready to start anew. And as they stood there, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, they felt the promise of a new beginning, a future filled with endless possibilities. Isla knew that sometimes love stories were not found in old letters, but in the moments yet to come, in the dreams yet to be realized, but in the promise of new beginnings. Together they walked hand in hand into the sunset, ready to face whatever the future held, knowing that love would guide them every step of the way.